Alright, greetings, salutations. We'll go ahead and get this fired up. We are on a 10-minute delay, per usual. But it's okay, because we have a Farkas. Everything's okay when we have a Farkas. Let's go ahead and swap over to here.
Oh, it's been a busy day for me.
Well, has it been? It was busy, but that's because I was up super late. And then I slept in, because I was up super late. So the busyness was during the AMs, not really during the PMs. But, yeah, here we are, our final qualifier. As of right now, let me go ahead and pull up the screen. We are looking at having 19 registered participants. Let's see if we've got people checking in. Let's go over to participants, and everyone page 1 checked in. Just a couple were waiting to check in here. Solano, NRO, Kuzia. Hopefully obviously by the time this is going live, hopefully they've already made it and checked in. But it looks like we're going to be having a little bit of a smaller tournament today. Nice, intimate, quick. I'm looking forward to it. Let's go ahead and start spinning up the bracket. Ooh. Actually, we need to know if those 3 are going to check in, because 16, if I remember correctly, is the threshold for the bracket. But we'll go ahead and spin that up right now. I don't know if the start time actually matters. Match check-in, yes. So let's see. If we do 16, we can do a minimum of 4 rounds. If we go up to 19, then 4 rounds. Yeah, so it's going to matter how many people we've got here. So we'll spin that up literally once we see how many people we have. And as you guys can see down here, it is T-minus 3 minutes for us to get starting. Though, that actually means it's been T plus 7 minutes. Haha, 10-minute delay. Oh, I love it. I've been doing a lot of work for the finals. We should have at least 1 co-host. I'm trying to get us a panel of 3. Well, 3 myself included, so 2 others to join us. Fingers crossed, it's a work in progress. So what do we expect to see this Master Series? I don't really know. All my other predictions have been kind of off. Like, the Tribunal got the first one, then we saw mid, so we called that one. Then we saw a shift kind of in both ways around mid, trying to go under and then trying to have combo control with the conscriptions. Just kill via death. Goblins were also really huge last time as well. At representing the aggro and getting under it. We'll see. We shall see. Alright, let's go ahead and turn display capture back off, and I will get everything spun up and we will get started. As I've got a little bit that I've got to do here on the Facebook side because of how the delay works. In order to allow me to pull the delay off at the end of stream like we do, I have all of the delay handled on my end, rather than in the streaming host end. So basically, I've got the 10 minutes of footage kind of cached on my end, and then I send it up incrementally. It theoretically helps us with any issues we'd run into, because we've got that 10-minute delay, and then it can kind of bounce over things. I've spent too much time getting various encoding and caching and paired internet connections set up on my end. It's like I have a whole network here on my PC. But alright, I have pressed the go live. So we should be officially, 10 minutes ago, live. And then let me go ahead and refresh the tournament, and we'll get that bracket spun up. The joys of doing everything live. Alright, double checking participants. We have 1 person not checked in. Alright, so we are spawning up for 18. So I'll go ahead and spawn in a bracket for 20. Alright, we'll give it the same check-in timer of 5 minutes. Bracket size, 20. Means we are going for 5 rounds, as we have previously. Is best of 3. And yes. I'm just looking at the bracket being like, there's got to be something I miss. I've got to be missing something. But no, it does not appear that we are. So let's go ahead and seed up our bracket. Checked in players only. And we are going to auto-seed randomly. Bracket has been successfully generated. So this is what we are looking at for round 1. Endol, NRO, Seth Dove, Aquaman, Fellerin, Devil, Dollar, TMO, Pew, KC, Kuzia, Dragonborn, Lady Genebu depositing an Earth Kitty, Vlad, Ermark, Mr. Death, Denostrin, Harvester, Lizmaru. Best of luck to all of you. Start. And Ernst is gone. And Farkas is unfazed. Alright, let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and publish this link out while we are waiting on people to get started. We will watch really anyone. I'm not picky on who we see getting started. We're going to try to get as many people in as possible. So qualified number 4. Posted. Alright. Finally, I think I've got all the background stuff we need to get done. We got people in versus matches at the moment, just kind of putting their last... I don't know. There's the argument that you play ladder before a tournament like this just to learn your deck, make sure you know what you're doing. But then there's also the side of me that's like, well, no. You gotta be ready, you've gotta be mind clear, not exhausted. You're setting up for 5 hours of play. Assuming it goes as long as possible, 5 hours of play. So doing 2 or 3 hours of warm-up before that, I don't know. Like 1 or 2 games, maybe. I know when I was playing, though, no, I'm not playing right now. I didn't play before I got started. I was just like, we're going to sit, we're going to relax, we're going to center, we're going to think about kitties, and happy plays, and belly rubs, and snick snacks, and all the things that Farkas loves. So we see our various contestants getting out of their matches, so I imagine they're going through with their bands at the moment, looking at their opponent's decks. Which, once we get further into the tournament, we'll pull some of those up to look and just kind of see if we can predict, or, more correctly, watch as I flail around attempting to predict what's going to happen in a radically inaccurate manner. There we go. Farkas rates this 1 out of 4 feetses. Well... 1 whole leg. That's not really just a foot sticking over. He's got like the entire shoulder section of his body just kind of hanging out. Alright, I will apologize if I seem out of it. I've kind of explained. There's a lot going on today. We'll just put it that way. Scrolling through. Whoops. Do we have everyone added? Alright, there's no friend request, so we'll just assume we've got everyone added. There is a 10-minute delay, but I see that Lars and Dima have shown up in chat. Greetings very much to both of you. Very much greetings? All of the greetings to both of you? There we go. All of the greetings to both of you. The 5 minutes as we're waiting for everyone to check in and get started is always the longest for a tournament. Alright, Aquaman is in-game and is starting off versus Seth Doves. That is going to be our first match of the day. Alright, so it looks like Seth Dove starting off with an aggro goblin list versus Aquaman with a Telvanni.
The Black Hand sees all.
Ungolem providing a very nice answer to Dust Eater. So, is going to go ahead and just buy himself some time and protection with the Murkwater Witch. Probably going to see a Ring Out Treeminder. Looks like Thieves Guild. Okay.
This is interesting.
I need to respond to Solana real quick. I wish there was a way where I could filter by people who've sent messages. Alright, so deciding what he's going to do here. He's setting up for the Thieves Guild trade, possibly into a Rising of Bones. 10 minutes late, but greetings, Nikki. Farkas sends his warmest laziness to you. Now you're worried about the idea that your opponent might have a Murkwater Skirmisher for this lane. So I'd imagine, yep, gonna go ahead and just try to clear as much as possible for the goblins. Is 1 goblin enough for this? Seth Dove says yes. The negation provides the easy answer here. Again, kind of looks like he's setting for a Rising of Bones target. Alright, opts to go for the Shaman. He's gonna allow the trade here, try to grab a curse. So goes ahead, puts down the Rising of Bones. Gets the sack, gets the 2 health back. Draws up the first curse, which you can use to clear 1. Looks like he's going to use the Murkwater Skirmisher to allow for the trade over. Nope, Cliff Racer? I could see both. I mean, Skirmisher you're hoping to get more goblins down, but Cliff Racer you avoid the wound. But you're also thinking maybe you get 3 Feather Warchief value. Gets you better, I like this path. So he's putting down the extra goblins so that he's able to get Murkwater Skirmisher value next turn. Death Scythe needs a creature to have died, so he can't use it to target the Mournhold Trader. And if he negates it, he doesn't get the guard. He doesn't have any sacrifices. A Cruel Fire Bloom would actually have been pretty nice here. So, what's the best option? If he goes Treeminder here, it's because he's shifting it. Alright, looks like he is going to negate this off the board then. Just get rid of the 4 damage. Use Ice Storm to theoretically clear the goblins next turn. Alright. Goes ahead, drops the Skirmisher, picks up a Forked Bolt, which if he doesn't want to use the Curse is a nice way to bypass the Treeminder. Push for 8. Outside of Ice Storm range. So if he does Ice Storm, that only kills 1 creature, putting Death Scythe on dealing 1. Which is enough to clear a Skirmisher? Or play at a Fighter's... Well, your Fighter's Guild, you know he's got the Curse. I think that's game over for Aquaman. You've got Sancped and Fighter's Guild, which... theoretically means you're not dead next turn, because 7, 8, 9. You lock down the 5/5. Fighter's Guild is going to eat the 2 curses. And then drop your drain. I mean, it's going to attract removal. Oh, there goes an Urist. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of damage. Barring a Prophecy, it's going to be over. If Aquaman hits like a Prophecy, Fighter's Guild, or Prophecy Bolt... Seth Dove is pointing out that there may be inconsistencies in Aquaman's list. I will go ahead and check that out.
My business is none of theirs.
There's the Prophecy. It's not going to matter.
If I fall, the beast will reclaim me.
Meanwhile, we will hop on and watch Dollargraz. So what do we've got? A Dagoth list versus Goblin Scout. So it looks like Goblin is, again, representing, or is very well represented in this tournament. Farkas, I need you to take over casting here real quick, kitty, because trying to do a talk while trying to do a sort is a little confusing. Alright, does look like I need to message Aquaman. We'll get this sorted out, and I will let Seth Dove know.
Try something. You won't live to regret it.
This might be handy.
It was the list from the first qualification. I had it but not play it. Alright. Alright, so where are we at? Friendly wagers? I like friendly wagers. Dollar throwing down a full list of creatures over into the field lane, trying to connect for that 9 more damage that he needs. Fairly convincing lane. And that guard is only temporary as it goes away once the ward is lost. Wardcrafter in place to regain it.
I have many important things on my mind.
I will spill your blood.
Ooh. Bitterfish Witch coming down as the prophecy, clearing the guard, buffing up his other goblin, and providing a second goblin target for Murkwater. That's going to be game regardless of the extra draw. Looks like he's setting up for the rune skip. Punch for 2, punch for 7. Well done. Well played. Alright. I wonder if we can run into someone not playing goblins. Let's check Devil Signed. He is going to be versus... Well, we'll find out. I'm not in the bracket at the moment. Fellerin. Alright. No goblins. We've got a Dwemer Crabs list going over here. I can get on board for this.
I smell the
Fellerin messaging me that he is currently 1-0 over Devil. So Devil in a do-or-die position for this match. Alright, so deciding that he is going to try to race the guard rather than set up a trade for it. Or sorry, race the drain. Devil just continuing to remove, gain health back. Does have the downside of not giving him any card draw immediately and giving Fellerin time to build up some energy. Probably see a mechanical ally come down field, as that sets up the trade with both. Because Devil's going to be running Mentor's Ring combo, so even though that drain doesn't have any attack, you do want to get it off the field as soon as possible. And the fact that it does 2 damage means that if he drains this turn and you trade, that's going to enable you to draw a card. I expected that to go over in field. Fellerin opts to leave the lane open. Looks like best thing Devil has is a Viper to clear mechanical. It could be Fellerin's wanting to leave this active so that as the drain comes in, he is getting that incremental card draw. Turn 4. Salty's is next turn, followed by Halls. So how do we best set up for that? Probably an Ankle Snapper Reflective. Again, I'm partial to going into this lane, but that is ultimately going to have to be a decision that Fellerin's going to have to make, whether or not he wants to... Well, something has to go in that lane this turn. Either that or you're squishing your Spider Worker, which you don't want. So yeah, sends in the Crab to deal with the Barrow Stalker. Draws Galen. Galen's in Necros. Makes sense. Now it's deciding whether Fellerin deserves a card. Opts not to. Does need to clear room for 1 crab to come down, so that's going to be the trade here. Then we'll send Damage Face, Old Salties, and you're in 1 turn before an Ice Storm can come down. Turn after you're looking to play Halls of the Dwemer. And fingers crossed, that's going to be enough energy for you to close the game. Currently, Devil has no good play for next turn. That may change as he's going to be getting 2 cards. 1 off the rune, 1 off top. Well, 3 cards, because he's also going to get 1 off of Mudcrab Merchant. Negation, helpful. Green, give your creatures 1 extra attack. That would be valuable. 3 Magicka, 2 Drain in a difficult to get rid of body. You're going to be able to trigger the extra You're gonna maybe be able to trigger the extra health. Opts to keep the drain. Doesn't want to deal with potentially buffed drain. Mr. Death reporting 2-0 over Denostrin. I'll go ahead and report that score for them. So you do want to trade with this, because you know you gave him the ability to buff it. I do think the play this turn is Halls, though. Trade your crab in here, protect the Dwemer, use this crab to clear here, get your card draw. Play Halls, and then you're pushing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage face. It's going to drop your opponent to 13. You play out the 1-drop and you're threatening lethal at that point. Turn after you have 7 Magicka, so you've got a Mechanical Ally Dwarven Dynamo. Get you a little extra health or damage going face, as well as putting up a guard and going wide on the board. Ayleid Guardian a pull. Devil's going to want that, but doesn't need it now. Devil also offers the extra 2 damage face, putting his opponent to 11 instead of the trade. He's going to trust in the spider to hold the line. Alright, so what options do we have from Devil? Blackhand Messenger. Not terrible. That's going to leave us with 3 Magicka remaining. I like the Scout's report. Pulls a 3rd Necromancer. That is his 3rd normal Necromancer, not including the 3 that Galen put in. He could Snaketooth here for a little extra drain. And clear the 4-1. And again, I don't think Gearwork changes anything. I think it's Dynamo, Mechanical Ally here. Dynamo targeting maybe the Enraged Mudcrab. Just so that you've got a guard against a Viper in this lane as you're pushing face. And then you play the Mechanical Ally here, which will throw the Spider Worker into the Shadow lane for protection. It's weak to Ice Storm, but everything's weak to Ice Storm, so you don't really have a choice to play around that. Queen, there's worse pulls. Goes for the extra crabs and going wide. Gives his opponent Chimera. Last thing he needs is Telvanni getting an additional guard. As it sacks one of the crabs. Picks up a Fervor, not bad. Alright, so goes with the Necromancer, likely to pull another Blackhand Messenger. It's not going to be enough, though. I don't think there is anything that is enough. As even an Ayleid Guardian, if played, 5, 8, pushes 3, 3, 6, 8, pushes 1, so that would push 4 in total, but then he'd get 3 extra off this, and, well, wouldn't be able to play the Fervor. But, yeah, no, it's over. With the Rune Skip, Fellerin making sure he plays correctly, drops a good game, and is going to go 2-0 over Devil. We no longer have a Farkas, so allow me to edit our cat cam up so we can get our other 3rd co-host into screen. He's kind of been looking down, judging all of the plays with the eyes that only an orange cat has. He was happy that Chimera got to see some tournament level play, even if it did take a crab to get her into the board. Alright, let's go back and grab Dollar. So it's a very, very close match here. What's Headless Zombie have consumed? We don't know. Needs to connect for 6 more damage. Banelord reduces that, or sorry, Cradle Crush reduces that to 1. He can get whatever the draw was on Headless here by trading into Razum. If I were TMO, I'd push the damage and I'd drop a Cradle Crush here. You just can't risk that. So what have we got for Dollard's side? Can't let that go face. So rolls with the pawnbroker. Hits a clan fear, and that's going to be game. There is no answer in hand. Curse lowers it to 5, which is exact lethal. Clan fear runt just kind of gets there and does a little squeak before getting squished.
Khajiit is done for.
TMO taking the victory. Well played. Let's take a quick break, and we're going to do a bracket check on how things are turning out. So, we've got... Let me drop a refresh here. Fellerin in a 2-0, Endel 2-0, Pew 2-0, Dragonborn 2-0, Death 2-0, Harvester, Liz, Vlad, Ermark, and we just watched Dollar TMO end theirs. So let's see if we can catch either Harvester or Vlad. Vlad is in game. Alright, up against a Expertise Atronach Guildsworn. He is running an Empire list with New Era. Ermark has set himself up as the aggro list. Though right now he's aggroing with 1 damage and Tome. Was hoping to have found a way to ward this, hasn't found it yet. Didn't end up finding it.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
Brynjolf's not a bad pool. Might just see a Wrath clear the lane. It's a little early for a Wrath, though, but I don't know. You're looking at Manticora, New Era, Mana Marco. Anything good in here? Not really. I guess a 5/5 guard's not bad. Yeah, I agree with that. From a control side, you're just saying, hey, let's prevent Mighty Conjuring from coming down. Let's just lock it all down. We use Mana Marca or Manticora, clear whatever he plays next. Manticora with Guard, also putting Guard in the Shadow lane. Okay, opts for Edict Drain. And that means we're going to see a Javelin and a Bruma come down here.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
Oh boy! We Galen did Manticoras! Any drain in our opponent's list? Golden Initiate and Bruma.
You trusted me. How
I have many important things.
Goes ahead, pulls his opponent's Encano. There seems to be a real aversion to playing Manticora. I'm a confused. Alright, uses the Ice Storm to pull the Tome. Before Sheer Point's able to come down and clear it. At some level, that Mighty Conjuring might just get played for an Atronach that you can play a Tome onto. Second Ice Storm just coming down. Likely to lead from a pass from Vlad.
The forest will not suffer your presence.
Clears the Sheer Point. Goes ahead, plays out the Tome. The cycle has been admirable from Ermark. He's got 54 cards left in deck. And the Manticora is finally coming down. How many Grey Viper Brigands do we have in the grave? None. So playing into a Manticora like that telegraphs the fact that you have removal.
if I fall,
There's the Ward Crafter he was looking for earlier.
Careful there, friend.
Looks like Vlad may be taking this. Alright, Alfiq.
Khajiit will keep you
Then you can ring out a Mighty Conjuring into a new era. Is there another out? You really need to get rid of that warded Atronach, so I don't think there is. You might not want Alfiq in your list. So maybe you trade with the Alfiq first just to get rid of it? I don't know. There's some pretty good value off Alfiq, and it is a low-level guard. Alright, getting rid of the Hive Defender I can agree with.
I'll try to draw their fire.
Ooh. That's risky. He's already telegraphed that he has removal for Manticora.
Khajiit will keep you safe.
Though he's not going to use it.
Careful, friend.
So I guess you trade off the Cloud Rest. New Era the rest back in. Goes ahead and keeps Cloud Rest to put Alfiq in. Urmark with a 2-card advantage over Vlad. 1 damage in hand. Needs to connect for 12.
The elements are mine to control.
Alright, Skaven getting the immediate Atronach value. A Curse Odavang answers this. Also prevents any further cycling. Javelin to answer the Big Dargon. Second New Era. Uses the Cursed Leaf Lurker here. Pivots back over to field. Might see the Forked Bolt used here as removal. Alright. And the game has swung. Manticora, you don't really want Manticora in the field lane, but there it is. Dushnik, worst possible draw. Because it's guard, and so even trying to play into the shadow lane, you're not going to gain anything from it. Double Dushnik at least clears the Fighters Guild. It's something.
We must protect our stronghold.
Chooses to send the damage face. Just trying to connect for the last little bit needed. Phalanx Exemplar. The Leaf Lurker in hand's going to be able to answer that with the trade. Does clear the guard, though. Alright, Urmark's found his own Manticora. To Manticora the Manticora that was Galened in from the original Manticora. Woo! Control matchups. How many times can I say Manticora?
I will keep the amulet safe.
So this is the first thing that he's not immediately able to answer. It is going to feel good connecting for that 5. Into a Golden Initiate, you've got the Channeled Storm to answer that. And then a Javelin to answer Sai Sahan. Or a Channeled Storm for Sai Sahan and a Javelin to answer the Prophecy. Oh boy! Our 4th Manticora play. Manticoring the Manticora the Manticora that was Galened in from the other Manticora that was earlier played as a vanilla Manticora. Alright, a simple Scourge Curse clears that. Oh, hi, Farkas. Oh, hi. Well, bye.
Speak, citizen.
Plays out the Golden Initiate. Ayleid Guardian. That is the card Vlad has been waiting for. Trying to stabilize for. Find any way of connecting.
We must protect our stronghold.
Ermark switching to a little bit of control there. Oh, we've regained a Farkas, who really, really wishes he could get up on the top, but can't because there's an Earth Kitty.
A little distraction might prove useful.
Black Dragon, not a terrible pull. You are staring at, what is it? Is it lethal? 16, 22, 30? It is lethal. Deal 8 damage, then hit for the 8. Double Bolt was the prophecy out. 0 Bolt was the pull. And that's going to be game. Vlad's 3 Manticoras were superior. Well played. Well played to both. Since we have a double kitty, let's go ahead and get a full panel opinion. Farkas rates those Manticoras. That is an official 3 out of 4 featses. And a tail? So 4 out of 5 appendages. Alright, refreshing our bracket once again. Seth Dove did end up 2-0ing Aquaman. After the issue with Aquaman's opening deck, he was able to carry it through. And Aquaman has been put on notice to make sure that he is playing the Telvanni list noted. It appears he used an old link based on the discussion. And so he's just going to pull the old version of his deck that the link actually uses. And will be using that deck moving forward in the tournament. Dollar TMO are reporting their scores, as are Harvester Liz. So with that, we should be wrapping up round 1. Because people typically are reporting their scores once we get done. Let's double check that there's not a partial reporting. So Fellerin's already done. We're looking at Vlad, Ermark. Ermark not in game, so they should be reporting. Liz not in game, they're reporting. And I should have just done these in alphabetical order instead of scrolling. Dollar not in game, so yes. That should be round 1 completed. Alright, we are just waiting on Vlad Ermark's score. As a refresh, went ahead and updated that for everyone. This was the session for sweeps. The majority of these are 2-0s. I'm really curious to see who that puts in our winner's bracket, as in deck-wise what that puts in our winner's bracket. Well, they're highlighted in blue. Dragonborn took his 2-0, but I think Kuzia might have been a fail to show based on what he mentioned in chat. Kitties, comments from the Peanut Gallery. I can confirm I have not seen a Khajiit deck. No, I'm pretty sure it has nothing to do with the fact that they hate you. There is a lizard deck. You guys are rooting for the lizard decks? Because, I mean, if gaming is basically just a glorified electronic toy, you might as well have a toy that's made of things that kitties like to play with, like oversized lizards. You would take a dragon. You just take the dragon and put it between your paws and you'd bat it back and forth. And you'd win that fight. You want an Alduin plushie so that you can show the world who's boss? Alright, let's go ahead and seed up round 2. Best of luck to our competitors. We are going to try to stick to our winner's bracket. So with that said, and at the kitty's absolute insistence, we're going to try to grab Dragonborn for round 1. He is going to be versus Peuhft, who I probably don't have him on my friends list, so we're going to add him. Because I don't recognize that name. Poofed? Like, I want to pronounce it poofed. Because that's like an ew sound. So poo, h, th, t, poofed. And then let's go ahead and we'll do this as our first deck spotlight. So let's pull up, I'm going to pull up Dragonborn's lists first. And so what we've got is Dagoth Dragons, with all the usual suspects. Halalo Dragons, all the usual suspects, except apparently Marak is in here, but I guess he's a Dragonborn, so that fits in a dragon deck, I guess. Is he using Call Dragon? No, and no. Then the final one, Servants of the Volkihar. Alright, so a vampire list. Running Ring of Namira, Journey to Sovngarde. Is he running the, No. There's a Dramathra Reaper combo. He is not running the Reaper combo. Reaper, when a card leaves your graveyard, gain 1 health, and then Ring of Namira, shenanigans. This will be interesting. I'd like to see I've not seen a Vampire Ring of Namira list in a very long time. But his opponent, our good friend Poofed, is running a mid-sorcerer. The typical... Well, I say typical, it's crab robots. Crobots? Crobots. Though, I just saw that. 5th Legion Trainer. Can't say I've seen a lot of 5th Legion Trainers with them. But maybe I'm just out of the meta. I don't typically play this lineup. Then a Dominion list. Looks like a mid-Dominion trying to use Razum. Well, is it mid? It's about going wide. Yeah, it's mid. I mean, it's definitely mid. But it's got a couple different tricks in it, where it's trying to kind of go wide and use Fervor, use Alfiq value, a little bit of guard, some ward, some card draw, Atronach shenanigans, a little bit of prophecy mixed in. It's an interesting list. I'm really interested, if there's a list I'm interested in both sides, it's going to be these two. The Volkihar and the Dominion list. Are they in game? Oh, that would have been perfect if they're in game. Let me see if we've got their bans in. So, funny story. Dragonborn's Volkihar list is banned. Poof's Dominion list is banned. So we won't get to be seeing either of those. But the Sorcerer is a little unique. We haven't seen Bone Daddy in quite a while, yet it is prominent in that list. And then we'll get to see the Dragons. Best of luck to both of our competitors.